Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
응답하라,
Yeochin.
Yeochin. Go to the into the she.
Back to the 경 to the Jew. Jane!
Happy New Year.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Oh, I missed you. And Jane, we didn't even coordinate, and yet we're vibing.
Yeah.
We're so in sync together.
We are.
I love you.
A very gloomy,
Jane, I said
rainy
I love
day.
you.
I love you too. I love you too. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's such a gloomy day, but
Yeah.
it's uplifting to be in here.
Yes. You are my breath of fresh air. We haven't seen each other in a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's been, and yet so much has happened. I know. When we talked about booking for next year from last year, we're like, it's going to be a minute that we see each other. But I knew it was going to go like so fast. Holidays. And then I knew that when we got together, I'd be like, yes, Jane.
Yeah.
Finally reunited and it feels so good. Thank you for letting me finish that. So 2025.
2025. Oh my gosh.
Because we haven't actually caught up in a minute,
Yeah.
I do want to know what has been going on with you.
Well,
like, this is a real catch up.
Yeah. We just got back from California
Yes.
where we spent a week. So
That's why I didn't text you that much, because I was like, I
okay.
knew you were going to be in the throes of like all the family visitings and
I really
shenanigans.
was. I mean, I was determined, and I told Ben before we left that all I want to do is see the people that we need to see and then rest.
Yes.
But even that was a lot because there was not a lot of resting going on.
Yeah, you're go.
Mhm.
It's exhausting.
It was exhausting.
Just hearing like, or even like a trip is work. Any kind of trip.
Absolutely. Yeah. I felt we came back. We took a really early morning flight on New Year's Day. And so we landed here in Seattle like 10:30 in the morning.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
so
was
it was
an
7 a.m.
early flight.
Early flight. And
oh
we
my
thought
God, how was that? How did you get the kids on the plane?
it was hard to get them on the plane, but then once they were on the plane, they were fine.
They just slept through it?
They like to watch
Their
stuff
and
they just
devices.
they relish the whole flying
Yeah.
experience. But I felt jet lagged after. I think I probably went to bed I was like all washed up and ready by 7 p.m.
Wow.
Fell asleep, like woke up briefly to take my contacts out, and then I slept until the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you didn't
so
even take your
yesterday-
contacts out. You went to bed like that. Wow.
Yeah, and then yesterday was just a recovery day, and yeah.
Nice.
Oof.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. You're right. Because New Year's Day was just a couple days ago. Crazy.
It's January 3rd as of recording.
Wow. We went to, I turned 43.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
belated birthday.
And we went to Seaside. I didn't know what we were doing. Originally, Adonis usually likes to plan just a couple trip, but my in-laws couldn't take the kids. So I was like, you know what? It's fine to go all together, whatever. So we went to Seaside, Oregon. And even that little, but it's like 3-hour drive, right? And then you have to like gather all the things. It's just like, I'm like, we could just stay at home and do nothing.
Was it a hotel or Airbnb?
It is a hotel.
Okay.
We
that's
don't
nice.
really do Airbnbs.
Yeah.
We do more hotels.
It's hard when it's like just your family doing the Airbnb. I think it's easier when it's a group.
I think if it's a big group, that makes sense. You need a big place, but I prefer hotels still.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
the little amenities.
Yeah, the turn down
cleanings,
service.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I appreciate. So we were right on the beach, even though it's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
But just being able to walk out, I really love the ocean, the water. That it just, it just. The whole meditation thing, right? They say clear your mind, and I fucking can't do it because there's so much going on. But if I go to the ocean and I just see this expansive sea where it just goes into infinite and then to the sky, that does
grounding somehow.
And so that was wonderful. And then all the little like shops we walk around, and it was just fun. And we watched Squid Games.
And
did you watch all of it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, you've been busy.
Yeah, we've been so
you've been
busy.
so fucking busy. You watched first season, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is what you have to look forward to.
I guess so.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I was impressed.
Okay, but I heard that it doesn't really end cleanly, right? Because there's
Jane,
a third season coming out.
This is what annoys me. We've talked about this before. This is, I think, clearly Western influence.
Yeah.
Because if it was in Korea, it'd be just straight through.
Yeah.
And what they did was they filmed the whole thing, but they're just breaking it up.
Right.
And calling it a new season when really it's just a continuation.
Sure.
So that was a bit annoying. However, I do think now that streaming shows release, like Netflix, there is a bit of like, you just rush through it.
Yep.
And then you're just, it is a lot to watch like 20 episodes of one thing and be like, oh, binge, and then done.
Yeah.
But I did read an interview from the director that was like, there's going to be a significant character arc.
Oh.
A change.
Okay.
And he felt this is a good point. This is it's a great turning point. And I wanted to end it here and bring it back the last season. And they did declare it is the last season.
Okay, well, that's good.
So then after hearing that, I kind of was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it is too nice to sit on this character where it's at and kind of like process.
Yeah.
And it was nice that it's only 7 episodes.
Yes.
So, okay, like, let's get through it.
Yeah.
And now we can kind of, so now I'm kind of, yes, it's a Western influence. It wouldn't be like this if it was just a direct Korean show, but now I can appreciate it a little bit more. However, there was a bit of controversy. A lot of controversies regarding the show.
Really?
Have you heard?
No.
I'm going to get you caught up. Well, one, T.O.P. You know T.O.P.'s on there. He was phenomenal.
Okay.
But I didn't... Well,
T.O.P., the K-pop idol.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. From our days, Big Bang.
Yep.
Were you into Big Bang?
Not really. It was in that weird window where
you kind of dropped out of K-pop?
Yeah, because I was like working and
This is the one group that I really like. Lolly, 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 pop. So I loved T.O.P. He was my favorite rapper. Because he was just hot. And he had that thick voice. So hottie, like it, all good. But I didn't know that. I mean, I vaguely knew. Well, there was a couple of the members in the burning scandal. Do you know about that? The whole like sex ring that one of them operated, and it was terrible. But now,
sorry, I don't know any of this. Yeah.
Wasn't involved in that.
Okay.
But I guess he got caught with some marijuana.
Oh, okay.
And then he went to jail and he was blacklisted.
Okay.
Which I did not know. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen T.O.P. in a while. I wonder what's up with him. But yeah, so he had been like blacklisted and not working. And he got this role and he offered to do it for free. He was like, please give me this chance.
Oh my goodness.
Let me do this role.
Was it a big role or a small role?
It's a big role.
Okay, more than a cameo.
Oh no. It's I thought it might be a cameo, but actually he was a fully developed character.
Okay.
What's interesting, I don't think I'm giving anything away. He's basically playing himself. Because it's a Korean rapper.
Got it.
That kind of like lost all his money.
Sure. Okay.
And he is, and so everybody's
redemption.
like, yeah. And then in the show, he somehow snuck in drugs and he's doing drugs and he's getting through the show that way, or getting through the games that way. And people are like, wait, is he just playing himself? But it's just really fascinating.
Yeah.
And the director wasn't sure, but you know who vouched for him? Lee Jung-jae, the main character.
Oh.
Apparently they're like tight in real life.
Okay.
And so he begged the director to give him a chance. And that's how he got on the show.
Did he get on the show because he said, I really want this chance, I'll do it for free? So he approached them, or what do you think? Or do you think
I think what happened was Lee Jung-jae saw the role and said, I know the perfect guy for this.
He's living this.
Yeah.
He would be perfect.
Yeah, let's give him a chance. And then and the show and the director received a lot of backlash for giving T.O.P. You know, this is what I find so weird about Korean culture, our people. It's like, you really don't think people are doing weed?
Right.
Weed, which is legal and like a good amount. I mean, it's legal in our state.
Yeah.
Well, you know, not that I want to promote drugs, but I occasionally edibles, you know.
Yeah.
Like I know they know. And not only that, they see shows like this and the character is doing drugs.
Yes.
They're like, so it's okay. You recognize there's a character. Yeah.
It's okay in art, but it's not okay.
That's crazy.
It's a culture of what's the word I'm looking for?
Cult,
like very image conscious.
Yeah.
Right? And especially K-pop idols, they're not supposed to date. They're not supposed to, you know what I mean? They have to be clean.
Put up
clean.
But they know it exists.
Of
This
course.
is why it's funny to me because we talked about this. Korean dramas, which is like general air, like some shows. I found out the other day one of the shows that's on Netflix was not aired in Korea because it didn't pass the guidelines.
Which show was it?
It was some like I think timepiece thing.
Okay.
And they were like, this show was so graphic that it wasn't able to actually premiere.
They have different standards for
public broadcast,
shows, public broadcast, and cinema.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The cinema is so. I mean, sometimes I'm watching it.
It has always been that way.
Yeah, sometimes I'm watching. I'm like, this is straight up porn. But I mean, sure, artistically done.
Yeah.
But like, okay, we're not some, you know, prudes that haven't seen breasts and you know. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So, which leads me to my other scandal. Oh, you do well. You're aware of certain characters existing in Squid Game.
In Squid Game.
So you know there's a trans character played by a straight man.
Yep.
From Glory.
Yes.
Which I will tell you, when I heard about it and I saw the character, I was like, is this a mockery? Like, I wasn't sure. I was worried. However, it was not.
Okay.
It was done really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there controversy about that?
Yes.
Yeah. About
they
not a trans actor playing that role.
So the director's response was that he did want a trans person playing that role, but that there were not enough openly trans actors, which made me think. It made me wonder. Remember that Harisu?
Yes.
I wonder how. I was like, is she that old that she couldn't have played this role? Probably. Maybe she's older.
Yeah.
Because this is somewhat younger.
Sure.
Right. So he said, yeah, he did want to hire trans, but in Korea there are not a lot of. I don't know. I still feel like he could have found someone. Don't you think?
Yeah,
but I don't. But someone that would actually put their face out and say, "I'm completely trans."
Right.
Harisu is the only person.
Yeah. That we know of.
Yeah.
So it must speak to just
there is definitely
the stigma.
Yeah. Stigma, and the only reason she was so open about it was because she was gorgeous. Gorgeous, like model gorgeous, right? So.
After, so was there some redemption for T.O.P.?
Oh, T.O.P. I think he did fantastic. Actually, he was one of my favorite characters.
Oh, okay.
I was fully enthralled. So I hope so. I think the feedback was good, but before the show aired, there was a lot of pushback. So I'm not sure if it will give him full. But you know what I saw in the comments that was funny, because the consensus seemed like Korea still isn't gonna like take him back ish, even though he did play the role beautifully. But I think it's also like, isn't he just playing himself? However, the Americans were like, just come to the US. You don't need Korea. We'll make you a star.
Yeah.
Which I actually think that he could really.
I think that was a very smart move.
Yeah. So I hope that there is redemption for him. And then with this other character, I forgot the actor's name, but you know him from Glory.
Yes.
Yeah, phenomenal actor, does the job beautifully. I think there was definitely people were impressed. So there was pushback, like, one, do we really want this kind of character?
Yeah.
Two, why didn't you have an actual trans person play it? And then three, like, the actor himself knew that there was a lot. People were urging him to not take the role, but he went ahead and got wonderful praise for it. But the scandal came when the show premiered. He shared a parody image of Squid Games by Japanese porn, I think. Which, it's Squid Games. They called it Squirt Games.
Oh, okay.
and what I was... So, listen, if that came across me, I would have also... If I played a character...
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I would have fucking done the same. I would have Squirt Games.
Yeah.
I would have found it hilarious. However, where he kind of went a little... He shared graphic images.
Oh.
Stills. I think so. Then, so he shared, and then he swiftly took it down.
Okay.
I'm like, how do you fuck up like that, though? Shocking, right?
Was it a mistake?
So there's a little bit of theories. The beginning, people were like, obviously he got hacked. He wasn't hacked. I think I'm surprised he didn't take that route. But what he came out with was that someone had sent it to him.
Okay.
Which I believe. Like, someone probably thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And was like, look, bro.
Yeah.
And then he was like, ha. And then he accidentally shared it. I'm like, how do you accidentally... Is that easy to do?
No, it's hard to do.
I think that what he meant to do was share it to his close friends, maybe.
Okay.
But also still risky for a guy like him.
Yeah.
Why would you... Why? You don't have friends?
Yeah.
Like, you can direct text? Like, anywho, yeah. People are outraged. They're calling for his role to be done. All sorts of talk that he should be fine. Porn is illegal in Korea. What?
I believe it.
I mean, but it exists. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? Anyways, so
going back to the original question about Korean culture.
Like, porn is illegal. Okay, but it's out there. Well, anyways, I thought the whole thing was a bit hilarious. It just goes to show you can revel in that he's such a great actor. I don't think he's personally... I think it's hilarious. Squirt Games, that's funny. Sorry, I find it hilarious. However, the sharing of the graphic images did throw me off because they blurred what was... and I was like, oh, really? But I could see if it was sent to him and he was like, haha.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a mistake. Why do people think grown women or men and women, myself included, we're not going to joke about shit like this? It's
right.
It's
right.
We're not like prudes, Korea knows that they're not prudes, and for everyone to clasp their pearls like they don't know this shit is out there. Come on.
I think I mean, in trying to understand that, I think it's like they know what's going on.
Yeah.
It better not come out in public.
I think that's what it is.
Keep it behind closed doors.
Yours. They know, but they're like, you better put that on lockdown.
And I think there's a little bit of just kind of relishing the fact that it's not you that's exposed. It's someone else, and then you get to finger point.
Yes, you get to bring out the pitchforks and say, "Oh, you didn't, have your ducks in a row there.
You weren't clean with it.
Yeah,
you're messy." And especially, and we've talked about this many times, is there's that unrealistic kind of standard where public figures, celebrities are expected
like
never
public
to
servants. They're
fail.
It's like they're
Or make
supposed
a
to
mistake,
dedicate
yeah.
their lives to the imagery.
Right.
It's almost like you're supposed to be better than us, and you have to
Yeah.
execute yourself at all times, in a perfect manner.
I think that's the thing. It's like, it's not that they're denying that, people do drugs or, they consume porn, but it's the mistake of letting it.
Yeah.
Letting
if
it
we've
leak
given
out.
you the
Yeah.
star power, you better
You better have a clean image.
Yeah,
and-
you better. Oof.
Mhm.
That there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
That is suffocating. And yet, all this, and then you have all this American celebrities that are just like out with all their shit, and you're like,
everything,
oh
all
my
the
God,
details,
I
and
don't
it's like, I don't
wanna
want to know. I
about-
don't want to
yeah.
know. Yeah.
To such extremes, right?
Okay, so you watched Squid Game for
Yeah.
That's How You Rung in 2025.
I did.
Yeah. What other, do you guys have, and then you always have your end of year kind of birthday getaway. Do you have any other kind of traditions or?
We do. I mean, we play mahjong. Did I tell you that our kids play too?
No, that's so cool.
Yeah, we sit around and play mahjong
Okay.
on New Year's Eve, do the countdown, and then we bring sparklers out to the balcony and just keep it small. I love keeping it small.
Yeah.
Recently.
Do you? No, because your photos are like gatherings and then another gathering and
Okay.
respect. But
you're out there all the time.
am I? No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Photos. I get demanded. Where are the photos? All right, I'll post it. You know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned that because for my birthday, I don't do really like big gatherings for my birthday. I'm not like, oh, let's go out for. But other people ask me.
Okay.
And Adonis always plans our little getaways,
That's
right?
so nice.
Yeah, so I'm happily good with that. But yes.
Oh, I mean, I was going to say you also have a birthday that falls squarely in the middle of the
holidays.
holidays. So
yeah, and so I also don't want to
hard.
bother. I mean, not bother, just like everybody's
But it's
got
a lot.
all their stuff going
Sure.
on. So I don't feel like a need to be like, let's go do something for my birthday. And so for me, because I've been conditioned that way, I do find it a little bit weird when other people for their birthdays are like, we got to go do something. And I'm like, do we? Like, what? I mean.
I find that weird too.
Oh, okay, you do? Okay.
I do.
I'm like, am I the asshole? Like,
no, you're not.
Especially because we're grown adults. Like.
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm like, it's a birthday. It's
another.
For me,
it's I don't know. And so when other people are like, it's my birthday. Oh my God, are you gonna? I'm like, your birthday was a week ago. You're still clinging on to that? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
It's my birthday month.
Yeah, it's a birthday month. I'm like, oh my God. Like, are you gonna take me out for your birthday? I'm like, what? I don't know. It's a bit much. And then this year, more than ever, I felt this pressure from other people that are like, what are we going to do for your birthday? I haven't thought about it.
Sure.
But they're like, I know it's your birthday. We're going to go do something, right? And I'm like, no. So then I told Adonis, I was like, I feel kind of like, I feel kind of bad because obviously people are being nice and wanting to celebrate, which is a nice gesture, right? And then I'm like, with each different person, like just the thought, I'm like, it'd be nice if we could just do one thing and gather everybody and just call it a party, and then I don't feel like I left anybody out or whatever.
Does that happen in your house though?
Well, so then I told Adonis, like, I guess one of these years you should like maybe like I told him you should throw like, I don't know, like a surprise party or something. And he was like, what? You want that? And I was like, it's not that I want it. It's like I do feel like over the years people keep asking me.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit bad, like, but I don't want to go out with each different person for, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I said it'd be easier if it was just all like one time, one and done.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "So you want to party?" He felt he looked at me like as if I abandoned our pack, you know. And I was like, "Never mind, like just relax." He's like, "Okay." Like the idea that he had to throw me. Oh my God, this poor man. And I said, "Never mind,
Never
like,
mind.
I will just go and do these outings." Or it's nice, but I don't make a big deal about it. Yeah. But I feel like other people are like, "It's my birthday, let's go do something," and I'm like, we already have to do our children's birthdays. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, and then I feel like an asshole. I mean, of course I want to celebrate you. Like, yeah, yay.
No, I know. I can relate completely with that.
But you have a big year.
I do have a big year.
This is 40. When's your actual birthday?
February 7th.
I mean, this is a big one. What are we going to do?
I
said all that shit.
I will be at my cousin's wedding because she's getting married
on your birthday?
February 7th.
Oh, wow.
And then...
Oh my God! You're on your birthday. You're going to someone else's. Your 40th birthday. You're going to someone else's wedding.
And 5 days after that, we'll be going to Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it's
and then
big
we'll celebrate
already.
Both of my kids' birthdays and then my mom's birthday over there.
They're both in February.
Yeah, 4 February birthdays.
What are the dates? So there's 7,
13, 18, and 20. Yeah.
Wow, it's a busy month.
Yeah. So I've never, I would say in my adult years, I have never
you're
made it
like
a huge
me.
deal.
You're
because
you're
it's
also
like,
packed in like what it seems to be like a holiday season, right? So you're just like, I have so much to get through.
It's like a weeknight if it's a weeknight dinner and that. Maybe like dinner out with a couple of my girlfriends.
But 40's big. Is there something you and Ben talked about that is going to be like a marker for you?
Yeah, I think we wanted to do a big trip, but it will probably have to wait until later in the year, realistically. And then we didn't know that we were going to go, we were going to travel to like 2 places for like family weddings.
You and Ben want to do a little getaway, just yourselves, I can take the kids over for a sleepover.
That's so sweet.
I mean, think about it. That's nice. I will say I really enjoy Adonis planning these. Usually it's just us, but this year was fine to have the kids.
I'm sure they loved it too.
Oh, yeah. You know, there were like video games. But no, I'm serious. I would be happy to. I think they would have fun at our place.
Oh,
they can do a little sleepover, and you guys can go like somewhere close, but not, you know, or even just like a spa trip together.
Oh my
at
gosh,
the Snoqualmie.
Yes,
yeah, something simple like that.
You know what my friend did for two holidays in a row? It was a stay at the Post Hotel.
Is that the one?
It's in Eastern Washington.
Yeah, that famous one that people always talk about. Although I just saw a video of this woman bashing it.
Why?
Because it was weird. I listened to the video and I was
They have a lot of rules.
They have a lot of rules. Like no photos before 9 a.m. or something. No
photos. Oh, like roaming around and taking photos of the venue?
I guess. Okay. I thought that was strange.
I think they enforce quiet hours.
Yeah, they're very...
There's no alcohol.
Oh, there's no alcohol?
It's like a meditative retreat. No kids. And it's like a wellness thing.
And it's really beautiful. But like, I guess the woman's complaint also was like they just didn't feel friendliness.
Oh.
And for how much... you know, you want to feel warm coming in, and that's not what they received. But hey, that is my 40th. I want you to take me up on it. Yeah. You go on a little, just romantic little spa getaway with just Ben.
I would love it.
Leave the kids with us, and we'll have a little fun sleepover. You know, maybe I'll just make them do backyard camping.
They would love backyard camping. They would love
that. I know they would love that.
That's the only kind of camping they've done.
Yeah, movie night outside. We don't have to go anywhere. We could just be in our backyard.
Yeah, I mean your house is like a campsite
in the woods. Yes. So you have to take me up on that. Okay. You have to go do a little spa getaway, and I will watch your kids.
That's so sweet.
Your dog included.
Yeah,
we can handle. It'll be a thing.
I wanted to ask you, do you do New Year's resolutions?
I don't write them down or anything.
Yeah.
But there's some things in my mind that I've got going on, but very simple.
Yeah.
I just want to get more fit. Like I you know what Adonis said to me the other day? I was talking about Ozempic so much that he was like, you should just do it.
Yeah, you should.
But
I'm hearing of more and more people in my circle who are,
I know,
it's
everywhere
doing that. Not Ozempic, but like, other GLP-1s.
And if you think about it, listen, the thought of injecting something in your body, right? But we do like Botox, like,
yeah.
And it literally says tox.
Right.
We put it in and it's like, what's the issue with how, my reservation is so new.
Yeah.
And there's not a long-term study on it. And I have heard like, stomach paralysis, pancreatitis, those kind of things, long-term use.
Okay, long-term use.
So you don't want to be on it forever.
No, and it's not meant to be on it forever.
Right. You're supposed
to just kind of reset.
Yeah.
And
reset
get
your
off, habits, right?
But I also know somebody that's been on it for years.
Years? They must have been one of the first people
and they're not,
on it.
Yes.
And was it for weight loss or a different application?
Weight loss.
Okay.
They've always struggled with their weight. And they were raving about it, and they don't plan to get off of it. This is just like, this is what I've needed. Because I will say the person lost weight, gained weight. It's like the problem was I can't keep the weight off, but with it I maintained. But I'm like, now you're on it forever.
Yeah,
it's been years.
It's like a cholesterol medication that you have to take for your whole life.
Yeah, and so I was like. And the way they rave about it is like, I don't have cravings. I don't alcohol. Like now I only drink one glass and I'm done. I can't drink anymore. It'll make me sick. And I'm listening to it. But what I noticed in this particular person, there's other people I'm sure that's fine with it. But I feel like this person talks like they're on crack now. Like it's so much energy.
They're dependent on it.
Yeah. And it's like there's been a personality change that I'm like, I don't know. They were mellow before. There was no mellowness now.
I will say when we're in California and, driving, we borrow my parents' car.
Yeah.
So we listen to the radio.
Yeah.
And the ads are everywhere about this medical weight loss, right? And I feel like when I was in LA as a young adult, maybe 20s, post undergrad, it was about other maybe more invasive procedures.
Right.
Like liposuction and, that
tummy
kind of med stuff.
tuck.
Yep. And now it's all about, this is so easy, like these injectables. Yeah. And even
and that scares me.
On Instagram for
non-stop.
It was like these Korean med spa in LA, in Orange County.
Yeah.
And it's very blatant and out there. Yeah. Like they're just showing, it was like the staff there at the med spa staff showing how they do that injection.
Yeah.
And it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that movie Substance.
No, but my friend saw it.
It kind of like ties it all in like this.
Yes.
And the whole idea
that's about aging. Yeah. Right.
Right. But the idea that there's like a miracle drug.
Right.
That will answer all your problems. Right. And that's what is being sold. Like people are like, I feel so much better. I've got confidence now. It's overnight. It's amazing.
I did hear this about, the miracle drug.
What?
One of the Ozempic side effects that they're noticing now is potential vision loss.
See, and
with long-term use.
Yeah, with long-term use. And so,
and it's like, what constitutes long-term use?
Right.
How long are those studies for? And
also, people say the reason you lose your appetite is you literally throw up. You can get nauseous. It sounded like the symptoms sounded kind of like when I had morning sickness. Like it makes you nauseous. It makes you not want to eat.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I want that? I mean, ultimately, I'm not trying to be like Kate Moss out here. I'm just trying to. I genuinely actually want to feel healthier.
Yeah.
you know, and I want to like know that I am an emotional eater.
Mm-hmm.
I binge eat.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that it's sort of like in me to kind of rein it in, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Ellen, do you want to take up the challenge and have like, I want to have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm capable of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't shame anybody else for doing it. Like, I mean, okay, it kind of sounded like I was shaming them earlier, but if that works for you, I'm not, you know, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, if I had the money to, it's also expensive.
Right.
I feel guilty about spending that kind of money on. For me, I'm not diabetic, so I don't feel like it's really a health issue as so much as a vanity thing, if I'm being really honest with myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's expensive for vanity measures for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I also I want to be, going back to 2025 goals, I want to be more in tune with my body.
Yeah.
In a like real healthy way, like kind of like mind, body, soul kind of thing, and just work on my fitness and just be healthy spiritually, physically, mentally.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my goal. And part of that, I think, is being content with myself.
Yes. I think a huge part of that is being content with yourself.
Yeah. And I want to, that's it. Like, that's my goals. Like, be thankful. And I think I'm already that, I'm thankful for what I have.
Yeah.
I want to continue that journey. So what really made me, again, this was another, am I the asshole? There's a little bit of like a neighborhood group text with a small group of people that we do dinners with and stuff. And somebody were like, thank you for all the wonderful memories and Happy New Year. And by the way, like, these are my New Year's goals. And then it was a little post that said, do epic shit. And as soon as I saw that.
How old are they?
50s.
Okay.
Older than me. Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe that's the time when we're like, okay, we got to do
I don't
epic.
know. But you thought you assumed it was going to be younger.
No,
right?
no.
Oh, you
I was
assumed
curious.
they were going to be older?
I thought it was either going to be like 20s or 50s, 60s.
I feel like that's something I would have said in my 20s.
Okay.
So then immediately I read that. I should have just let it digest. Instead, I wrote back, I just want to do some boring shit.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I was like,
that's
fuck.
the life.
I know. I'm like, I'm ready to just do boring shit.
Yeah.
Which, the year that we had Jane, I had a house burned down completely.
Yes.
And another house totally crushed by a tree. We're like the lone house standing.
Right.
I am like, I need to just chill.
Next time it's your house.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, we're the last man standing out here, you know? And so, but it did, I felt a little like an asshole. I'm like, I'm sorry. What I mean is I'm tired. I'm tired. And maybe I also, okay, maybe I feel like I've done a lot. I feel like, you know, I jumped into...
Only you can say that about... No. I'm saying only you can... for everyone. I think that's true for anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has their
You're
own
the
journey.
only one that knows, you know, your threshold, your, you know, threshold for anything.
That this person that did say it, I think they have a wonderful life, but I get the feeling that they don't feel enough. Or like, there's certain people that are always like, oh, I need to go do this and that to feel like, go on these trips. And I saw a different person that posted their India and like, oh, I went to Shanghai, I went to Taipei, I went to Japan, I went to you know, and like did their year wrap. And I was like, like, who is that for? Is that really for you? Like that post? If you genuinely felt you did all those things and you learned so much and you grew so much, I don't think you need to like make a post about it. I mean, which is fine. I suppose I don't know, it just felt like a put on.
Sure.
I'm less sold.
Yeah. Right. Like who you're trying to convince.
Yeah. Like if you felt it, you felt it, and you just,
that's wonderful,
everybody already knows you traveled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I post about stuff. So, but usually it's because like people are like, where are the pictures you took? And I'm like, you're right. I did take pictures. So let me post that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I am really. You know what's funny is, I told you it's a neighborhood circle, and so they were all impacted by these crazy tree storms and fire, all this stuff. And it surprised me that this particular person was like, let's do epic shit. I'm like, I think you've done it a lot already. Like, do you feel like you have to do more? I don't know. So
they want to be the one to do it, not have stuff happen to them.
And I think this also goes back to fear of missing out. FOMO.
Yeah.
I have no FOMO.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that this person is so FOMO'd.
That's very healthy not to have FOMO.
Yeah, I really, when I see other people doing stuff, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I don't ever think, oh, I want to be doing that. I'm like, oh, I'm tired just looking at these pictures. And then, but I know for a fact that the person who made that post, there's another thing that they also say, like, it's like, I got to keep up with these young moms because they're older or whatever. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. So in a way, I feel like I have a good head on my shoulders.
I think you do. Yeah.
And I just want to do some like tightening up literally here and there, but it's nothing drastic.
Yeah.
I want to continue my journey. I guess I will tell you one other thing. I think I will write a book for myself.
That's a great goal to have.
Do you ever want to write a book?
I have thought about it, but it's kind of like the podcast is like, I need to have a clear vision. You know what I mean?
So I think I came up with the vision, and I think this year I'm like, I've always rummaged through these ideas, and now I think I will. This year I want to actually just do it.
Yeah.
So
is it going to be, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm like asking you, is it going to be, are you thinking it will be a memoir type? Like your story, or are you thinking
memoir type?
Okay.
I thought about, writing just stories that don't have anything. I mean, character based.
Yeah.
But I think that I have lived enough to put out what I processed, and so I think, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm so excited for you. And I really do think that you can, put something out there that will be really powerful.
I think, and I don't want to, I know there's a lot of memoirs out there there's, I'm just going to keep it small. I'm going to probably self-publish. I'm just going to do it for myself. And I know people say that a lot, but I will promote it for myself.
Sure.
But it won't be this thing where like I need the approval of a publisher or I'm just going to do it for myself and say I did it.
Yeah.
I thought about it and I did it.
Yeah.
And keep it simple. And I think one of the main things that had me hold back was the idea that I'm not like this. You have a journalistic background. You are prepped and sort of like, I mean, if you wrote a book, it would make all the sense in the world. For someone like me, I don't think it makes that much sense, but I am a storyteller that I can recognize. And so for that alone, I'm just going to do it and keep it simple. And just, just like Nike says, just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to worry about like, I think when I see we've talked about memoirs, there's this sort of idea that you have to sell it and you have to be on the New York Times bestseller and, all these goals. I'm not doing it for that.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for myself. Yeah. And so if there's only like 5 people, just like our podcast, I think we really stayed true to who we are and really fostering our relationship. And it's been in real time. And I love, sure, we would like more listeners. Sure. I mean, that will be the goal, right? But we have heart here, you know, and I want that kind of same energy applied to if I'm writing a book. So I think that you're the best person that I can say that to. That would
well,
get
thank
what
you
I'm
for
saying.
sharing that.
I know.
We'll
We'll see.
Yeah. I think it's good to kind of put that out in the universe as something that you want to do. And it doesn't have to be within the year, right? It's so arbitrary. And what I'm learning the older I get is like time is so fluid.
Yes.
Right? You have seasons where it moves so fast and seasons where things are just kind of stagnant. And so I think that's why I've always, I've never been a big New Year's resolutions person.
Yeah.
I've never been a big like birthday person.
Yeah, because
in my grown up years, right?
Yes.
When you're a kid, it's exciting. It's like it's your personal holiday. But yeah, because it's so arbitrary to use those as benchmarks of progress.
We're not on this linear path, especially in adulthood. I think we recognize there's ebbs and flows.
Yeah, totally.
Well, but have you thought about it? New Year's resolution, 2025.
So I think along the same, it's always a time for me to just reflect on habits.
Yeah.
Right? I think last year it was to read more because it's something that
you read a lot this year.
It's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But you have to be intentional, I realized, to
You
make the
accomplished
space
that,
for
though.
it.
You read a lot.
Yeah, and it helped to set. That's one thing I learned this year is that it helps to actually set a measurable goal.
Yes.
I have been that person that even when I was in corporate settings, I would poo-poo like, measurable goals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just do it kind of thing. You know me, I like to under-promise, over-deliver.
Yeah.
And I never like to let myself down.
Yeah.
So I would never say, I'm going to do this, for fear of disappointment that I won't make that mark and then I'll just like lose steam and be disappointed. But it was helpful to have that goal.
Okay.
So, and I agree with you in that there should be a level of contentment to begin with.
Yeah.
So that you can set your mind to pursuing it. So I would say I set those. Like, you shouldn't take them too seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
It's guidelines.
Yeah. Guidelines.
But do you have one for 2025?
I've thought about it. I think I would like to get better at communicating my true feelings.
Ooh.
Yeah. To people around me, both like friends and to family.
Tell me more. What do you think? What prompts that most with you and Ben?
I mean, me and Ben too, but I think, in parenting with my kids, and I've just noticed learned things about myself. For example, retreating when I could communicate a need or a desire.
Give me a specific example.
Okay, for example, the other day I was really annoyed at my kids for interrupting a conversation that I'm having with Ben. That is an adult conversation that really is not the time and space for, kids to come and say, mommy, or right. What are you talking about? And it totally disrupted my flow. And I found myself.
What did you actually do in that moment?
Oh, I was going to say I found myself kind of like out of body watching me do something that's very unhealthy, where I just got up and I said, I need some space right now. I can't do this. And I went into my room.
Is that unhealthy?
Well, it sends a very confusing message to the kids.
Does it?
I had to explain to them later. I said, I'm okay, because they came into my room and asked me if I'm okay. I said, I'm okay, but, I was having a conversation with Appa, and I did not like being interrupted, and I needed to take some space for myself.
Why do you think you couldn't have said that in that moment?
I think
did you feel guilty?
I think I would have felt guilty because I think my initial reaction would have been anger or like snapping.
So that's me. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to your dad right now. That's me.
So I'm not wired that way to communicate it in real time. Like, don't interrupt
But people
me.
would say that what I'm doing is unhealthy, or I think that I'm unhealthy.
Well, I think there's.
I actually think that what you do is
complexity.
more healthy.
No, I don't think that's healthy.
No, but don't they say like take a pause?
Yeah, but I think so.
I'm so confused.
I know. Okay, so the way that because that
I want
has
to be
been
more you.
No, I know. So I know that outwardly I haven't caused harm, or I didn't say something hurtful or mean or angry. But the message, I think the message was sent was not clear, and it was confusing to them.
But don't you usually take the pause and then you do explain it later? Don't you usually do that anyways?
I try. But
Jane.
I think I would like to, no. But like my point being, like in that moment, I should say, hey guys, we're having a conversation. Can you go to the other room or give us some space?
Wow, Jane, you're so hard on yourself.
I am extremely hard on
Jane,
myself and on my partner and on my kids, because any failure on their part is a reflection of like my failure.
No. Wow,
and
Jane.
I know. Maybe like a New Year's resolution is to like loosen my grip a little bit.
Yes, Jane.
Yeah. But again, like it's silly for me to say that's a New Year's resolution, because it should always just be continuously
that's
something that I'm working on.
We talked about throughout the year with you. And
it's not, is it measurable? I don't know. So like I think of New Year's resolutions as like, get my steps in, right? Like read more books. Try a new activity.
No,
but
Jane,
like
I think
personal growth.
For you do that anyway. You're always doing it in your head.
Yeah.
So maybe. I think actually for you, like you said, your New Year's resolution should be loosen that grip.
Okay.
And that thing that you said that you want to, like the fact that you made a goal out of what I think is, I want to be you. I want to take a pause. Don't be reactive. That's literally what people say not to do. And that's what you did. And you're criticizing the thing that most people would say, I'm not even kidding. Like that when your child, when you have a newborn and they're incessantly crying, they say, pause, step out of the room, and just collect yourself. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Jane, I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You are too critical. Yeah. It is, your New Year's goal is to be less critical of yourself. You say to yourself, God damn, I've spent my whole life achieving such high standards for myself. I am allowed to just not give a fuck. Look, it made you laugh.
Impossible. I think
okay, fine.
Under promise.
I got it. I got a notable goal for you. So next time, the way you observed yourself, next time you say, I'm gonna do this better.
Yeah.
When that thought comes into your mind, do you know when those thoughts come into your mind?
Oh yeah.
Okay. In those moments, I want you to say, I am already doing fine.
Okay.
That's your New Year's goal.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Because I think you are way too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I say that to me all the time. I see my house as a shithole right now. I'm like, I'm alive. Fine. The kids are alive.
And that's something that I admire about you.
No, I mean, I do it too. Okay, yes. I don't think it's what I'm doing is that healthy, because I'm literally walking over piles of clothes all the time.
Yeah.
I actually should be more like you. Okay, I do want to get more organized. Yeah. I do want to be a little bit better. But I think I'm at a point where I cannot. And so I've just kind of let go.
Yeah.
But I think that also comes with age.
And
you get tired,
contentment.
Jane.
Yeah.
You might get to a breaking point. I think I was thinking this literally the other day. I think I got burnt out on life.
Yeah.
And you know, and you're not laughing because you actually know what that means. As a mother, as a wife, as like doing multiple things.
Yeah.
I want you to actually practice it, Jane.
I will.
And then we're going to like come back to this.
Yeah.
And see if you actually did the thing.
I think that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yes. Into 2025.
Okay. You are going to let go, loosen the grip. Jane, you're already so doing well.
You want to tighten. You said this. You wanted to tighten, and I want to loosen.
Oh my God, we're yin and yang.
Yes, we are.
This is why we love each other. we're so balanced. That's why we didn't plan that.
We did not.
Loosen your grip, tighten mine. Tighten my abs that I don't have. Okay.